Yeah, let's hope I didn't make the wrong decision. Hello my spooky bats and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Or if you are new, hi, my name is Orphea and I am a Belgian god YouTuber. Today's video might come as a shock to some of you and totally not to a bunch of others. And if you know me personally, you knew that this was coming. So today's video is about a quite shocking topic for a lot of people, and it is that I quit my job. As of April 1st, and it is absolutely not a joke, I no longer work for a company. So how did I get to this point? To get to this point, we have to go way back until I actually started working, because so far I've had a pretty normal work and school career, etc. So I actually studied graphic design when I was in normal school, and then after it I went for a bachelor's degree in office management. And during my studies I did different types of student jobs, working in a warehouse, working in shops, working at McDonald's, etc. Anything that I could find that I was able to do with the hours that I had left over in my week apart from studying. After I finished my studies, which is about 6 years ago at this point, I got my first job at a recruitment agency where I did recruitment, where I did several administrative jobs. I, after that, did executive assistant work, I did a lot of admin jobs, and then I hit my first actual job that I wanted to stay at, which was at a pet food company where I started working in customer service on the export department. Now this was a very demanding job, and that's one of the reasons that I actually quit that job, but we'll get more into that later on. So as you can tell, I've had a pretty normal job life so far, but there's always been something inside of me that didn't feel like it was what I wanted to do. In my spare time, I was always doing something creative. I have sold jewelry on Etsy because I loved making jewelry myself. I've always been active on YouTube ever since I started working even, and I do make a side income from YouTube. I also take pictures, sometimes paid, sometimes not, it really depends. And that's actually what I have been wanting to do my entire life. So end of last year, I actually had a job that I found online, which was my dream job. It was working in a video producing company, and it was a job that was filled with administrative tasks combined with more creative tasks, in my opinion at least, helping with the video editing, with planning the shots, etc. Absolutely dream job. And I was one of the 2 final candidates, but unfortunately they chose the other person. Now, on its own, that would not be an issue because I still had my full-time job at the pet food company, but that really made me realize that it was not what I wanted. Although working at that pet food company wasn't a bad job, it gave me lots of opportunities. I was able to really be an expert in my job. I was actually super good at it. But Corona hit in 2020, and our company made a 60% increase of sales on export department. But there were only 3 of us, and that didn't increase. Although we almost doubled the amount of sales in the amount of time that I've been there, systems weren't optimized, no extra people were hired, and it just became too much. During the summer holidays of last year, so during July and August, I spent over 2 weeks at the office by myself, all alone, doing a job of 3 people that 3 people together could barely manage. And as you can probably imagine, it's a lot for one person. On top of that, everything that I usually do to relax in my spare time, going to festivals, seeing friends, visiting other countries, doing photo shoots, everything was put on hold. So it was work, eat, sleep, and that's basically what my life became, and that didn't feel good. After that really busy month that I had to have a few days of by myself at the office, the month of August more specifically, I went to the doctor because I felt stressed. She immediately put me at home with the conclusion of stress, that I had to rest a lot and then I could try to get back to the office. That didn't help. I was at home for about 2 weeks, but the company didn't do anything. If I were to go back, everything that I would not have done would still be in my inbox and I would still have to treat it. and that's not okay. So she sent me to a psychologist for a further analysis of what was actually going on, and I was diagnosed with severe burnout combined with depression and stress, which was not surprising if you look at how I was working. But all of those factors had me put at home on rest, on really not being able to do anything because I was just empty. I was not able to read books, I was barely able to watch TV, and I fell asleep most of the time I was watching movies or series. So it just felt like a very void period of time. That's the best way I can explain it. So I went back to my job around December. First, I was able to go back part-time because I still had a lot of days of leave that I had to plan, so we combined them to have me work part-time at the company. After that, I had to go back to working full-time after about 2 weeks. And I just felt immediately overwhelmed. I could do only my job and that was it. So I went to HR, we had a talk, and I quit my job. So that's the main reason that I quit my job. The main reason is because of the burnout, depression, and stress. I am almost completely through all of those things. However, Corona is making it very difficult to recover from this because the usual things that I do to feel better are not even available right now. I cannot go to festivals, I cannot see bands, I cannot meet up with my friends, I can see only 1 or 2 at a time. And that makes it very difficult to get over all of this. So I quit my job at the end of 2020 with the end date of my job at March 31st, and it has a particular reason. I actually didn't plan on quitting my job cold turkey or just going to another job. I actually did not want another job at another company. I did look around, but I didn't find anything, and seriously anything, that I would be remotely interested in doing. So I decided to have a look at my own business, at the things that I was already doing as a side job, as a side hustle, as they call it. And because I was already making money in my side business, I went to look to other ways that I could make more money working for myself. Now, the main job that I do in my side business is photography. Now, photographers have had a really hard time here in Belgium because we weren't allowed to do anything except B2B photography for a very long time. Now it has changed again, thank goodness, and we are able to shoot everyone again as long as we respect certain measures. So I can finally do photo shoots again. But what if Corona lockdown comes again? I had to have a backup plan. So I actually started doing YouTube coaching. So I help people who want to get started on YouTube, set up their channels, make their channel banners, make everything that is related to their channels, find video ideas and help them out that way. So that is actually what has become my job right now. Now, I don't do this on my own because that would be really overwhelming. I'm actually working with a business coach and I'm also following several other additional trainings that relate to YouTube, to online social media trainings, etc. So what I'm focusing on right now is actually getting my own job, working for myself. I don't want to work at a company anymore, and that's something that I've always felt inside me ever since I was younger, that I didn't feel comfortable working constantly for someone else, that I actually feel much more rewarded and much more valued when I do something that is actually truly my passion that I can follow. So this is my full-time job now. Making YouTube videos is one of the aspects. I also take pictures and edit them and post them. I help people with their YouTube channels. I give feedback on YouTube channels, and I am working on a program to help people start going on YouTube. Now, why is the main reason that I don't really talk about this as much on this channel is because everything I do is in Dutch, which is my native language. So you don't really benefit from this training or from anything that I do. Although, if you're interested, I could work on a few smaller courses in English. So the thing is, I quit my permanent job, my full-time job, the job that I had been doing for almost 5 years because of burnout, stress, and depression. And that's a good reason to quit a job. But I didn't quit it just to not do anything, just to sit at home. No, I did it so I could launch my own business. And I am giving myself 3 months to see if I can get things going up to a certain number of income. If I get there, and I really hope I do, and I'm doing everything I can to get there, then I will continue working for myself. And if I don't, then I will just look for another part-time job to temporarily do until I get there, because my main goal is to permanently work for myself. But due to these strange times, I know that's not always possible and it's not always an option for anyone. So I'm making this video to let you know that I'm working for myself, I'm working for my own business, or at least the next few months, and then I will re-evaluate to see how my income is, how much money I make, if this is something that I can keep on doing and growing, but I am very confident that I will. This is why I quit my job, why I went for my own business, and I will get into my own business in a future video. If I'm really launched and really doing the things that I want to do, I really want to make a video about it, of course, if you're interested. Should you have any questions at all, feel free to let me know in a comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. Before we end this video, I want to thank my patrons, and more specifically my high tier patrons Anders and Jerry. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, it means the world to me. And of course, thank you to each and every one of you for watching my videos, and I will see you next week with a new one. Bye!